What's up everyone, my name is Jesse, this is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return of the Sora no Kiseki series, The Legend of Heroes. The song is called Hamel, requested by Cyrus Bright over on Patreon. Thank you. It's been a little bit since I've done some Sora no Kiseki, and Falcom has a huge fan base on this channel, and they have their own little playlist if you search for it. On my channel. And it says, based on Silver Will. Here in the description. Composer Wataru Ishibashi. Based on Silver Will. I feel like I've done that before. Either way. Hamel. From Sora no Kiseki. Let's go. Oh, I did do it 3 months ago. Pretty. Acoustic guitars and strings will always go well together for me. I love the chord choices. How it's all resolving back to the key. You know what? Let me listen to Silver Will again. Oh damn, that was a while ago. Just to see if I recognize it. So I've already heard of this and reacted to this. This is super arranged, by the way. Let me just fast forward through it. Sounds kind of familiar. It's hard to say now, at this rate, how many songs I've heard. Obviously, this is a little more pumped up version. Okay, yeah, there's the leitmotif. Okay, I was wondering if I was able to hear that. You know what? Let's listen to some of it again. Not the whole thing, but let's listen to some of it again. Hamel. I'm curious what I said on that original video. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm a humongous fan of music boxes, lullaby type songs, so puts me in a tranquil state. And then the very airy, the chords sound so airy that they actually sound like wind. I'm trying to guess what key that is, just with my ear. I'm not the best at, by the way. I want to see. I'm gonna take a guess that it might be D minor. You might hear some piano. Wait, hold on. That's me hitting those notes. I might as well let it play. It's only a minute left. But yeah, it's D minor. A very sad key. The saddest key in music, actually. I love those just really airy synths. They almost don't even sound like an instrument. It's like if wind had a note, and then it goes away, dissipates into the wind. It's a strong melody. So you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm not familiar with the series. First of all, it has two different names. You know, the Legend and then the Legend of Heroes and then the Sora no Kiseki stuff. And I know there's multiple games within them, and the super ranges also makes it confusing. So I'm not sure if Silver Will is like a returning song, or if it's from this exact same game, or vice versa. If what came first, if this is the idea of Silver Will, etc. There's so many ways it can go about, but either way, they're connected. I didn't know that until I saw the note that was left, but also the description here, based on Silver Will. And you know, typically when I, well, not typically, always when I do a new video, I don't ever go check out the one previous that's related, because I'd never look up anything. I just kind of go into it. But I recognize the name Silver Will. And I did. That's why I went back and heard that one. I'm trying to think of other times, if ever, that I'd done a Falcom song that was like that sad and melancholy. I'm sure maybe I have by now, but nothing's coming to mind right away. You typically, when I think of Falcom music, and I'm sure it's not always the case, but typically, it's kind of like how I think of like Guilty Gear Strive, or Guilty Gear in general. So I usually think of like a kind of more aggressive, heavy metal type of rock sound. And not to say that they can't do it, but I don't really hear this too much. So I would assume that this is a probably significant story event, sad story event. And besides the tonality of it, is the use of, you know, the music boxes and stuff, because whenever I think of that, I always think of both birth and death. So it sounds very, you know, one or the other. And just the fact that it was like a really slow arpeggio over and over, doom, 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 along with the windy keys, it just felt very floaty, like we're, if I'm being totally honest, if I'm being like very descriptive, it sounds like something's passed and we're on our way somewhere else, you know, through the sky. That's what it sounds like to me. Don't know what Hamel is, if that's a character or a place or something. The whole thing is drenched in the minor key. Minor, the easy way to remember is just it sounds sad. But not only that, is that it's in D minor, which I'm actually glad. I figured it out live. I don't know if you were able to hear it, if it picked it up, but I just pulled up like an online piano and just searched for a D, and then boom, there it was. So that was the tonal center of the song. And even more funny than that is D minor is, and I looked this up too because I was curious. I never looked into it, just as per usual. But growing up and even into my adulthood, I always heard D minor is like the saddest key in music, but I never really found out why or asked why. But as soon as I said that it was in D minor, I'm like, you know what? So I looked it up. Obviously, I'm not going to get a whole bunch of information. I just saw this. And it just says, historically classical composers felt that D minor was the most melancholy of the keys, suitable for lamentations, dirges, and requiems. Now, that's not always the case. You can have a D minor chord and it can sound, you know, it's just typically the key, it has sort of home base with just sadness. So mix that with the, totally drawing a blank here, the music box sound and all that. Yeah, it doesn't sound too happy. It sounds pretty devastating, actually. But also a little bit on the reflective side, like going through memories and thinking back. But I think the main thing I took away from that, besides that I'm really biased towards that sound, is I'm really seeing the other like potential of Falcom that I'm not used to. And I'm trying really hard to think if I've ever heard anything along those lines at all with Falcom music, whether this game or others. And nothing's really coming to mind at the moment. Then again, I can't remember every song, and I can actually use that excuse now because I'm at over 900 songs, so can't remember everything. Really cool though, and I look forward to more. There's still a bunch of Legend of Heroes and Sora stuff, still more Falcom in general. And again, if you wanted to see more Falcom, I have a playlist for it. But cool, thank you, Cyrus, and thanks to everyone that you see here. Thanks to you for watching. Thanks to all the Falcom fans, really passionate group of people. But let me know where this plays. What's the context here? Don't mind putting some spoiler tags on there for me. But until next time, my name is Jesse. Video game music rules. I'll see you later. Take it easy.